Hello, and welcome to another episode. I literally have just like 45 minutes to play here, and so I'm decided, screw it, I'm gonna film it. um, so I'm probably staying close to base here and not really doing too much. We'll see. But I'm working on my base here. Well, yeah, there's the base, right? And now I got this breedery, hatchery, and eventually store. Like this section here is going to be a store. And I might make the penthouse like my house kind of deal, right? Eh, I don't know. It might just be part of the store too. I don't know. Probably not. I probably won't need a store that big. You know what I'm saying? I don't get to play much, and I'm not in a big tribe, so yeah. But I have aspirations, I tell you, aspirations that go unfulfilled. It's like my base unofficial that I'm going to just let expire. I'm literally just hopping on to refresh, and yeah, I, you know, whatever. If I could get some help on that, but it's, I'll just play Unity Boost here, unless of course I run into an issue. But I don't expect that. I've been here off and on for 3 years. The server's been going for 4. Well, server cluster. So I really, and then there's the fund to keep the servers going is fine. There is, yeah. So like, yeah, there's no looking like it's gonna go down. But yeah, working on this. I still got, like I say, I'm gonna put up some walls and possibly some railing. I think I'm gonna do railing around here, but otherwise kind of keep this open a bit. Here, I'm gonna put walls around this. That's why I put the doors. Yeah. I didn't have the metal earlier, but I had it in my forge, so should be good to go now. I should set a warning alarm. Yeah. As a warning, give me a 5-minute warning. That way, in case I am out of base, I can get back. But yeah, alright. Well, I'm gonna have to push the way. So, hey, you still haven't gone working on your expansion here. Gotta finish this off. Alright. Or did I make any? Maybe I made some. No. Alright. Middle wall. Wall sign. 'Middle wall. 'Middle sign. 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 ' Metal wall. You know what? I want to make 100. Just to make 100. Because I'm not entirely sure how I'm doing them top 2 floors. I'm not sure if I'm leaving those open concept. Those the bottom ones there, like those I might expand out that little second level a little more. But no, I don't want to in case I want to breed big stuff, right? I want that head clearance. Yeah, I think I'm good where I'm at actually. Well, I'll take a look. We're probably good where I'm at. Yeah, once you start using the metal, you can go through it pretty quick. Otherwise, like, it was looking like I had a nice stockpile of metal going, and then from just literally from having this thing here and just being able to collect those, right? Anytime I log on. Which, well, obviously I've just logged on. I haven't made it over there yet. Well, it's, I'm on a time crunch too, right? I know I don't have a whole lot of time. What's that? Oh, that is your broth of enlightenment. Just, I know I'm about to pound out a bunch of metal walls, so. Oh, I need to put more cement paste in it too. Right. Let's grab 3. I'm pretty sure I already. There we go. 100. Yeah, I know I'm about to pound out at least 100 walls, so may as well take the broth of enlightenment and boost the experience that I'm getting. At this point, it really doesn't do too terribly much, but something's better than nothing. And now, while those are building a bit, let's come over here. I got my Malay bred in now, and I got a male and a female. Oops, I left them on breeding, apparently. Bad. Apparently, I found them just in time, man. Okay. Or was it just in time? Does it lose in life? Lost a bit of life, didn't it? Anyways, okay, turn you off. Disable. Because like I say, you actually don't want to leave them on. You want it to turn on. And I find the best way to do it, especially if you got a breeding thing going, is you just turn the male off. Leave your females on, but turn your male off. As long as the male is off, none of them are breeding. You know what I mean? So, alright. And toss the egg in. Check the egg. It's a male. I don't know. Do I want it? Because I already have a backup for the bird that I'm using. And the wife has a backup for the bird she's using. Yeah, no, I think I'm just going to skip it. I don't need males. alleles, and you have no mutations. Goodbye. Alright, and then in a half hour, so can I fit that in? Ooh. I think I can barely fit that in. Let me look at that. Check the timer, 26. Yeah. I can barely fit that in. Good. Let me get one more egg before I gotta go to work. Because I did do one before I took my youngest to daycare. That's what that juvenile is. Like, literally, that's all I did. I hopped on and I managed to do that. But now this time, like, before I gotta get ready and go to work here, I know I have like 45 minutes, hour, so let's pound out. Let's figure, screw it. Let's do a video. Still got to talk to my boss. I'm hoping to do that today or tomorrow. I think I know how I'm gonna work it. Because it is a deal of, like, I am good at my job. I am worth money, but my industry has been hit hard. So it's what is the best way to monetize my skill and expertise? You know what I mean? Like, yes, I'm good, but how do you monetize it in a way that's works for both me and an owner, right? And I think I have the argument, because it really is like she could use me as much as I could use her, really, which is the exact situation that gave me the job there. Because this is where I work right now. I have worked there in the past. I worked there when they first took over. Then I took some time off with my little one. I come back. Like a week or 2 weeks into me working, I ended up getting sick, and it threw some complications in this. I wasn't gonna have it, so I quit, and I didn't think I'd ever be going back here. But it's one of those. That's why I didn't throw salt at them. Like, I had some salt to throw around if I wanted to be talking bad about them. You know what I mean? Because everybody does. That's where there's two sides, and you know what? You shouldn't necessarily be going and saying bad stuff about people. You never know. I might have to go back, and I did end up having to go back. The job before my last one, the general manager of my location, ended up apparently being a racist woman against white people. As unbelievable. Like, it's shocking to me that people don't actually understand that. Even other white people don't understand that white people suffer everyday racism too. Like, you do. You don't call it out. It isn't a big deal. It isn't a focus. It isn't, generally speaking. But yeah, this lady, she's, I'm not going to say what ethnic minority, but she was part of an ethnic minority, one of your more close-knit ones, and she pushed me out because I wasn't of that race, and more importantly, I was white. And she was constantly doing little rubs that were like, I don't, acting like I had an issue kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like that gaslighting, like it's all, and it's like, lady, I don't have an issue. Like, I've worked with this ethnicity for 20 years. Like, I have friends who are I don't have an issue. I've heard these terms all the time. I'm not one to have an issue. Even like the one issue that a lot of people have with other minorities that have another language, when there's all get together and speak, lots of people have an issue with that, right? I'm actually not one who does. So, like, I'm really, like, I'm not your racist white dude, but she'd constantly be treating me like I was. And yeah, she ended up backdooring me, and yeah, and the way it happened, like everything's kind of come out now, and I've been vindicated. The president of Boardwalk Burgers actually of in the area. I don't know how the whole thing is structured, but a president of Boardwalk Burgers International contacted me directly, trying to get me to come back. You know what I mean? Because and don't get me wrong, I don't want to misstate that. I had actually applied for the job. I seen that they were hiring again and that the general manager position was also hiring. So I put in a resume and was like, look, like I know things went down dirty, but if I'm willing to get a fair cut, I loved my job until this person come at me. And you know, if it was just this person who's coming at me and I'm going to have protection going into the future, I'm more than willing to work with you. And yeah, then they contacted me. Oh, I got to cough 1 second. Yeah, they contacted me, and so like I've been vindicated at this point, right? But there was a time that when I was had just gotten let go, that yeah, I was damaged goods from an employer's viewpoint, right? It looked like I was fired, and like I was fired for being a pain in the butt employee and like a headstrong employee, and it's like I'm actually a yes man employee, like 100%. Or I'll be upfront, right? Like when bosses will ask me to do something that I legitimately know I can't do it, I will tell them, "Oh, I'm sorry. Like, I can't do this because of," right? And even there, like I give the explanation, right? Like, why can't I do it? Mm. Oh, jeez. Now I'm getting distracted here. But I guess that's a good thing. I'm talking, right? But yeah, but you know, so I was damaged good, and I was having struggling finding work, especially like you know when I was fine, we were still in the middle of the COVID stuff. So as a cook trying to find work in the COVID stuff, when you're viewed as damaged goods, it was a bit of a struggle. And like I say, as part of the reasoning that you was COVID related, like due to masks, and it was a trumped up charge. You know what I mean? Like look, I don't like the mask. I never agreed with the mask. I actually do know the real science on the mask. The science that you can go and find out for yourself now. Now that COVID's over and you don't need to worry about the misinformation police. You know, you can go look it up yourself. Like the science on masks is actually clear that for COVID, like it really was negligent. Don't get me wrong, if used properly and blah blah blah, it's definitely beneficial. But the problem is because of the widespread mandate, it wasn't being used properly. You were actually in a lot of cases you were actually making people more susceptible. But that's neither here nor there. You know, the point is yeah, like and I do have respiratory issues. I'm not the worst person in the world, but you know, like I do have struggle breathing. I'm not somebody who puts their head under blankets. Why? Because I can't breathe under blankets. But I agree with you that wearing a mask, it's just like having your head under blankets. It's not. You can still breathe. For people without respiratory issues, under normal circumstances, most normal people, you can breathe. Even me, I can breathe with it for a time, but there was times, especially I'm a workaholic and I'm a fast cook. When it's busy and I need to kick it into high gear, I might be a bigger guy, but I kick it into high gear. And even as far as I say I'm a bigger guy, but a bigger guy I'll say I'm not. Okay, you understand where I'm at there? I'm at that in between, right? If you're a normal sized person who's not bigger, you're going to look at me as a bigger guy. But if you're a bigger guy, you're going to look at me as a normal person. Almost, you know what I mean? But yeah, I move it. That's actually one of the things that impressed people at Boardwalk right when I got hired there was that they'd never seen a bigger person move like that. Because I fly. I fly. I cook circles. Literally. Um, literally. It's actually a somewhat of a toxic trait from working alone so much over the last few years, to be honest. Um, because it is a little demoralizing when you're cooking and you have a person come in and literally start cooking around you. Like they're reaching around both sides of you, flipping stuff for you and whatnot that you haven't had a chance to get to yet. Like that is demoralizing, and I'm that guy. I'm the one that does that. Um, now I do it. I'm good, but yeah. And like I say, it's one of those you can't fix a problem if you don't recognize it's a problem, and that's where I'm at. I recognize it is a problem, and I recognize why it's a problem as well, right? Like, uh, let's build walls here first. Go to first person for this. There we go. Maybe I should do class. Yeah. Well, it's just. Hmm. Hatchery. Yeah, this is going to be the store. But, like I said, I'm not sure how I want to work it just yet. Well, Gotta line it up right. No, come on. Switching on me. Let's try and do it on the other side. Maybe that'll work out better. This is why I'm not generally overly picky. I'm a little bit, but generally speaking, I'm pretty good about it. Now I'm gonna like go snoop other people's shops. See what I'm looking at a little bit more. But I think for the most part, it's you put up taxidermy and you know, take a dermis of one of the ones that you, and otherwise like write your stats on wall signs and that sort of deal. No, really? Oh, okay. So you just okay. So that's how. Okay, that kind of sucks, but given that that's going to be the store, I want to be able to block it off from the rest. And then I don't need a door up here because this is my private space, right? Okay, what am I going to do for that? Load out mannequins. Gonna start. We'll have my bed, but then yeah, we'll have a bunch of load out mannequins that are yeah, it's looking pretty nice, I think. I like it. Had to come up with a reason. Then do I have any metal really? Yeah, okay. No. Oh, Diablo Immortal wants me to come play. I don't know. I I was watching Asmongold a bit here, and I don't know how. I've never watched Asmongold before. Okay, I started watching Asmongold like for the Johnny Depp trial. He started popping up for me. Otherwise, Asmongold, he was one like I've heard about him because I'm a geek, so like the name has popped up. You know, especially like I used to play WoW back in the day, like when. But yeah, I always hated WoW. I was the WoW player who the whole time I'm through, I'm like, I hate this game. I hate how pop culture it's centered, how it's all commercial. Everything's about maximizing that dollar, Eddie. And little did I know. I must have been a goddamn seer, man. But yeah. So I hopped off a WoW pretty early on as far as people hopping off of it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, let's leave that one open. I just no, 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 no. That's not what I want. That's what I want. Alright. I really don't want to destroy that middle triangle. Because there's a really bad thing about the triangle ones. With the triangle ones, and it's why if you look through my stuff, why I always tended to be a box boy, and why even in my builds I usually try to avoid the triangle pieces, is removing a triangle piece can destroy an entire structure. But it's like a Russian roulette style, right? Sometimes nothing happens. You destroy or remove one triangle piece, that one triangle piece goes. It's no problem. Other times, just a little section falls off. Other times, the whole goddamn thing falls apart. So I usually avoid, but yeah, that's this floor. Even if I get complaints from the admin, I am not I'm not replacing this floor. I don't. Yeah, I'm within the rules. I'm not replacing my floor. I'm sorry. I know what people think about stone and blah blah blah, but I like the look of stone. And look, I made the rest of this all metal, okay? But this is stone, and it's staying stone. I'm even willing to replace the pillars as much as I can. Oh, there's our time. Oh, and that means I gotta get new breeding. Oh no. Really? I miscalculated that much? Weird. Well, not really. Just calculating a minute off. Alright, here we go. Alright. I like it. I think we're starting to look pretty snazzy here. Then I'll put up a few put up some balls, put up some cryo fridges. Gotta put up a bit more power. gonna have to raise that up. Right. Raise that up, raise that up, raise that up. Should be good enough to catch most. Oh, jeez. Time flies, eh? When you're BSing. Oh, yeah, I didn't even explain why I was talking about all my bosses and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, no, so I was damaged good. So yeah, I didn't think I was, but yeah. Well, I went back and I'm glad I did. But, my boss is, she's seen what I can do now, and I do feel appreciated. So like now I think I can make this offer realistically and show that it's in both of our interests, you know. Like I want a place that I can progress in. I want, if you're gonna pay me enough that I can support my family, so that what my wife does actually gets us ahead, I'm yours. I'm devoted. This is my life now. I'm here. And a business can use that. When it's not about the hours. I'm on salary. What I'm going to be pitching is a salary position. So like, I'm on salary. So like, it's not about. It's not about the hours, right? It's about getting the job done. But the salary I'll be asking for is actually going to be a fair salary. It's like I say, it's a position that like I've thought about this a lot over the years. I never thought it was going to be an offer I'd be making the boss that I'm going to be making it to. But yeah, and I think I've got it figured out. But now I'm trying to get that opportunity to speak to her, right? The last few days, for the last like week that I worked, she hasn't really been in for me to say, hey, can we chat later, right? So I just haven't had that opportunity. But it's at the point now where I'm about to. If I don't see her at work today, I'm probably gonna text her and be like, hey, can we? I've been trying to get together with you to talk, but yeah. Because I got to do something. I'm not quite making enough money for my family, and the reality is where I'm at doing what I'm doing, I should be able to make the money. Like I am good enough. I am worth the money, and like it's exactly that. I'm worth the money. So it's given that I'm legitimately actually worth the money. I'm in fact I'm worth more than that. There's got to be a way for me to get that money. You know what I mean? It's just about how do I sell it? How do I explain it in a way that she can see it is in her own interest, right? There we go. We got our egg. Yeah, I prefer playing in third person here. Just it looks better, especially with me doing more of these videos and streaming. Like it looks better to have the third person. But for your building and some of the aiming stuff, like if I'm having to make tricky shots off of a cliff where the cliff is kind of in my way, yeah, I want first person. Third person, it doesn't quite match the guns up right. Like if you understand the way the guns work, you can kind of work around it. But precision shooting first person. What am your girl, your boy. Well, you know the drill. Death becomes you. Oh, what's wrong? And alrighty, folks. Thanks for tuning in and checking out my video and my rant about my old job and how I white people can experience racism. This is actually this last job that I was let go for being a white dude is actually the second time I've gotten fired for being a white dude in a town called White Court. Okay? Yeah, that's right. True story. Not to say that minorities definitely have that, but to say that like I can't understand. No, I experience racism, and I do actually see a lot of the everyday racism that minorities will say about themselves. You see it all the time and in fact, there's a lot of racism right now that's just blatant racism with white people that just isn't. I don't know. Society seems to turn a blind eye these days to racism against white people. And if you speak out about it, it's white fragility. No, I'm not fragile about it. You guys are the ones saying racism is a problem. And in principle, I fully agree with you. And if racism is a problem, this is racism as well. This is also a problem. So... gotta look at the whole picture. Anyways, I really gotta get going. So, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to leave a like if you're enjoying the content. Subscribe for more content and comment and let me know what you think. Am I just being a racist white dude? Am I showing my white fragility? Or do I have a point that white people literally can experience racism too? Like, we're just because we're white doesn't mean that we're only capable of being the racist, okay? Just saying. Maybe I'm out there, but leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Later.